Good morning. Welcome back to Horse Racing today on Horse Racing Radar TV. I'm HRT Rich, I guess, and we're with the terrific Terry, handsome Hollywood. Hey, how are you doing today, Terry?
Good. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing all right on this abbreviated Thanksgiving week. We
Yeah,
had decent weather around here, but that's going to change. You're going to be like in the 20s here in Chicago, so it's going to get cold. So winter is officially going to arrive for us. I know you don't get that stuff out by the bay.
no, about 55 to 60 is the lowest we get most of the time.
Nice. I wish
Yeah.
sooner than later, I'll be getting out of Chirac and into weather that's a little bit more accommodating year round, Mr. Terry.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, as always, folks, we got some free stuff to talk about a little bit early on here. Remington Park is our free track today, a guaranteed tip sheet. There is a link down in the description below. Kindly use that one so they know where it is you are coming from. So if you're going to play some Remington Park tonight, and they do think we'll do pretty well there, Okie Chrome, 4-1 morning line in the opener at 3:30 Central, 4:30 p.m. Eastern is a best bet over there. And another best bet would be tonight to join Sean and Betty Joe, as they will have on Katie Miranda. She's got all sorts of knowledge, education, different approaches to horse racing in terms of training and breeding. It's going to be a fantastic show. And then on Wednesday, I don't know who we have Tuesday, but I know on Wednesday we have Joseph Safi Jr. So that's a good guest right there as well. So I think Sean's starting to line up some good stuff as we head into 2024. Terry, let's see if you and I can line up some good stuff today at Parx for race number 1.
All right. Sounds good to me. It's a 6 furlong race, maiden claiming $40,000 with the purse at $32,000 for maidens 2-year-olds.
Oh, our favorite kind of race, Terry.
Yeah.
Horse, 2-year-old horses. But we do know that at 6 furlongs on the Ben Salem, Pennsylvania track, stalkers do well. But 37% of the time, if you get the lead, you do win. Post positions 1 through 7 are fair. 8 and out, you get a little bonus. In these maiden races, more often than not, you're going to see speed win. We've done 1,000 simulations using, and again, a lot of horses in here with not a lot of experience, but using speed figures to get a sense of where we might find some betting value. We want the post-time odds to be higher than our simulation odds. We want to see which horses have a chance to run a speed figure that is par or better, or in other words, average winner. And then which horses have a good shot to be on the lead. And based upon our projected pace, Terry, who's going to get a trip that mirrors their best efforts? So speed-wise, Terry, it looks like there's only a duo that are going to get out front.
That's right. The 8 and the 2, but the 8 shows the most speed. But if that 2 breaks out, it might give that 8 a little bit of a contest. As far as the overlays go, that 5's got an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 3 to 1, and the 8 has an overlay of about 6 to 5 to 5 to 2. The only par number there is the 8, and then the 2 has the only C-zone number.
Yeah, so you can kind of expect that in the maiden race. We also do pace handicapping. Know a lot of folks like that. E horses are speed types, want to be on the lead. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. PCs, just the Ps, excuse me. They want to co-pilot. PCs are your flight attendants. They can be anywhere on the plane. C are your closers. They go from coach to the first class. NC types, you got a trio of them here, 1, 3, and 5. They have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line in up to 10 races. And then, of course, you got the 4 and the 6. They're first-time starters. Looking at this, Terry, the 2 and 8, they want to be forwardly placed. We saw that in our simulations. They will be forwardly placed, probably about a length and a half ahead of all the other experienced horses. Late speed does belong to the 1 horse, Quicker Than Quick. It's got a pretty good late pace in there, Terry, but going to have to improve on its early race effort in order to maximize on that. Our total pace, we do have the 8 horse in here, Terry, scoring 6 points higher than the 2. That means the 8 horse, if he runs his race, Terry, and it goes according to their pace figures, this one, at least the way we calculate them anyhow, should win by about a length in there, Terry. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. The 8's my top pick. Swing Oil finished second in his last race at his best start speed, as fastest among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 2 Dos Dios is my second choice. Finished in the money at all 3 career races, so very competitive horse. finishing second in his last race. My brother Charlie, the 5, is my third pick. He switches to high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and blinkers are added today. Evolutionary. Number 4 is my long shots. He's a first time starter whose dams had 3 winners from 3 starters. Breeding suits today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play a $1 daily double. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 5, and 8 with the 4, 7.
Oddly, Terry, the 8 horse is 3-1 right now, according to the bettors. So maybe a little bit something funky going on there. The 5 horse is your favorite at 9-5, both of which still, according to our simulated odds, are providing value for horse players. I like the 8 horse in here on top too, Terry. I think that when you look at this horse, as far as its ability, better across the board in all of its pace numbers last time out. Should be all the way around the track, should be forwardly placed. Last time out was the first time that he had run at this level after running at the maiden special weight. So I expect him to see him forwardly placed in here too, Terry. Evolutionary, that 4 horse is the first time starter. The breeding is exceptional for this crew. Trainer hits at 15% with first timers. That's an alpha angle, Terry. And he has some really good workouts. Kind of surprised he's not being bet harder. Number 2, Dos de Oros. Similar fractions last time out at 6.5 furlongs as he ran in 5.5 furlongs in the prior race. So the cutback in distance back to 6 furlongs should be helpful. And then the favorite right now, my brother Charlie. This one is a track dropper, and he's going to be making his classic 3rd start after a layoff. I don't know. I have the favorite Terry in 4th. I don't have him in the beginning of my trifecta 2, 4, 8 over the 4, 8 over the 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So maybe with that 2-year-old, if he can run off the board, you can get a nice double, and I can get a nice trifecta to get started.
Yeah, sounds good.
Speaking and get started, the horses are loading in for race number 1. The 5 continues to be your favorite at 9-5. The 8 horse at 5-2 is the better second choice. The 2 and the 4, both at 7-2. And then you have the 1, the 3, and the 6, all well over 10-1. So it looks like the horses that we picked are the ones that the bettors agree with us on. So maybe you trifecta box or exact the box the 1, 3, and 6 if you really want to get paid.
Yeah.
You never know, Terry, right? Parx, especially early in the week. Speed tends to play pretty well early in the week. How you doing today, Jonas Schleifer? Thanks for joining in. If you have any comments too, any questions for Terry and I, any picks as well, kindly put them in the comment section. We're certainly more than glad to answer them the best we know how. So it looks like we're waiting for the 5, the 6, and the 8 because the 7, Pico di Volo, has decided to take the day off, Mr. Terry.
Yep, sure did.
If you haven't done so yet, kindly hit the like button while you're here on YouTube as well as on Facebook. It helps us with their algorithms. We get greatly appreciate it. You can also follow us on all of our social sites. You see them down there below. Horse Race, the number 2 day, Horse Race today. And then while you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind, and the bell. That way, when we go live for all of our great content, hopefully we'll have some more of it in 2024. You'll be notified. All right, Terry. This looks like they're about ready to go. Look at one of them, though, the 8 horse. Maybe that's why his odds have gone up, because he's being rambunctious today. He don't want to race. Thank you, Carlos. We appreciate that. This is the best show. I genuinely appreciate that. Makes us feel good about that. That what we're doing actually is worth our time, right, Terry?
Yeah.
Your feedback really, because we don't get paid for what we do, so your feedback really is our currency, and we greatly appreciate your kind words, Carlos. If they can get this 8 horse in there, we might actually do some racing today, Terry.
Yeah, we might. You never know, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They had trouble getting that 5 in, too. So the 2 favorites had a little bit of trouble there.
They're being obnoxious. Thank you, sir. Hopefully you appreciate it. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you joining us. We got more stuff coming, too. There'll be more data coming in 2024. I think there can be a lot of exciting things that we bring in. We appreciate that. And they're off and racing in race number 1 at Parx. So let's see what goes on here today, Terry. The 2 horse and the 8 horse have darted towards the front, although the 8 is the one that has taken the lead. I have Jessica Parx ringing in my ears. The 5 horse, the 2 favorites now up front. The 8 horse on the lead with the 5 in second. You have the 3, the long shot in third. The 2 on the rail, trying to, if you have one, please show us live. I have you access. Please show us live. Unfortunately, I can't show it live. I'd love to, but we would get in so much trouble if we did that with the races. That's why we kind of try to tell you what's going on. Right now, the 8 horse continues to be on the lead. It looks like it's a question if the 8 and the 5 are going to get tired at the end here. Which one's going to win? They're both kind of running with loose reins right now. The 2 horse on the rail looks like the one that might have the best chance to get them. The 8 horse is kind of running away, so they're getting to the front with the speed. So it looks like it's going to go 8, although the 5 is trying to make another move. The 4 is coming at the end with the rush, the first-time starter. I think the 4 is going to probably end up in second place, Terry.
All right.
Yes. It's going to go 8, 5, and then 2, 8, 4, 2, I think. 8, 4, 2, 8, 4, 2 in the opener, Mr. Terry. And you're alive in your pick 4, and I think I hit my trifecta. So that's a good way to start the Thanksgiving week. So maybe if ever somebody put a hundo on that trifecta, you just bought all of your holiday gifts for Black Friday.
Yeah. Actually, I'm alive in the double.
The double.
Pick 4 doesn't start till the
next race. Yeah, I'm foreshadowing, Terry. A little bit of
it's all right.
A little bit of, what would you call that? Media lingo, I guess. Race number 2 is what we're going to do next, Terry, after we successfully. Maybe we should just wrap up the show now. One winner, we can go home winners for the day. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Well, we got a plethora today of 6 furlong races, including race number 2.
That's right. And it's a 6 furlong race. It's an optional claiming race, a $25,000 claiming price if you decide to do that, versus $26,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 3 races, or claiming price of $25,000, and which have never won 3 races.
Yeah, you can see right here that 1 horse Go East is not in for a claim because there is not a dollar amount here. But you can see the 2 horse Carbonite is. So if you're using Brisnet like we do, damn it, and they should pay us some money because we do promote them, but they don't. Cheap anyways. In race number 2, 6 furlongs, we saw the opener there, Terry. Speed gets to the front a lot of times at Parx early in the week, Mondays. We do see the track go fast. 8 got to the lead, never gave it up. So maybe we'll see that again. But stalkers tend to do well. 37% of the time, though, horses, much like the 8, go wire to wire. Post positions 1 through 7 play fair. The 8 and out gets a bonus. So we saw the 8 take advantage of the speed, take advantage of the bonus. Terry, is there any outside speed here?
Yeah, the 7 has some outside speed, and also a little bit for that 8. The one inside has the second most speed. As far as the overlays, that 1 has a small overlay from 4-1 to 5-1. The 2 has an overlay from 5-2 to about 4-1. And the 8 has a small overlay from close to 5-1 to 6-1. As far as the par numbers go, there's several of them that have decent par numbers, as you can see. And then all but the 3 and 6 have good C-zone numbers.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, Par Plus, we do 1,000 simulations based upon speed figures, and that helps us create our sim odds, but also lets us know what percent of the time the horse runs a speed figure in our 1,000 simulations at the average winning speed figure or better. C-zone is based upon our early pace, how comfortable the horse will be, or how likely this race will match winning efforts or its best performances if the horse is not won of late. We also do pace handicapping. Here you can see the race shape, Terry. Really nobody that's lead dependent. We do have the 2 horses, your low pressure horse. Otherwise, you got a bunch of versatile horses with the 1, the 4, the 7, and the 8, and a trio of closers. Get to the front here again, Terry. You're likely to have a race advantage. You do see that the 1, the 2, and the 7 are the most likely to be forwardly placed. We did see in our simulations a lot of options up front. Late speed belongs to Abuelo Pops. That a little bit better than Looking Super. So if you're looking for a closer, the top closer is the 3 there, but could be pretty far off the pace early on. Our top total pace horse is Go East. But looking at this race, Terry, with the exception of maybe the 3, everybody's within 9 points. So that's one step, one bump, one trip wide. Pretty competitive race in race number 2. So how did you put them together?
Yeah, I like the 4 Paradise Valley as my first pick. He drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 22% of the sprint races he has a horse competing in. He has a highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Those are a lot of boxes to knock off. He, number 7, finally captured my second choice, won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Carbonite, the 2, is my third pick, finished third versus similar in his last race, switches to high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 33% of the time in the first race after claiming a horse, and he has the highest last race speed rating. He's actually tied with another horse. And then the 1 Go East is my long shot. He has an early speed running style that helps his chances and can improve at the shorter distance. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4 and use the 2-4-7 with the 1-2-4 with the 2-7 and finish up with the 1-2-5-7.
Okay, if you're playing Finger Lakes today, you can go over and check out his profile over on Facebook, see what he's got cooking over there. Hopefully some winners. We certainly welcome other people who are in our industry that make selections, no matter where they are. And the better off everybody will be. We're a community, and we're all just trying to find winners. We're not the part of the horse racing today crowd on Twitter that's always fighting with each other. We want to team up and be friendly with one another. Carbonite, the 2 horse. That's my first pick here, Terry. Jamie Ness claimed this one last time out. When Jamie claims a horse, it always seems to get a little bit better, Terry, and he wins at 34% of the time. Tied for the top last race speed figure, and this one should be on the gas from go. Paradise Valley, the 4 horse, tied for the top last race speed figure, won its maiden race a couple, 7, 8 races ago at Parx. If he runs that same race there, it will get the same result today, which was a win. Number 7, finally captured, very consistent performer. Terry did show a little bit of regression in his last race. At the distance, 6 times out, a win, a couple of seconds in third. So clearly, 6 furlongs is comfortable. And Go East, that 1 horse. Paco Lopez on board, folks. Going to drop in class the first race after a little bit of time for rest and relaxation in the barn. My concern with that 1 horse is that coming off the bench, he's had 1 good race and a couple of bad ones. So more likely to run a stinker than a good one. But with Paco on board, if he gets the lead late, he ain't giving it up. I'm going to do a pick 4. I'm only going to go 2 horses here, 2-4 with the 2-4-6, with the 2-6-7 with the 1, 5, and 10. So 2 by 3 by 3 by 3, Mr. Terry.
All right.
Race 3 is, speaking of 3s, that's what we're going to do next. It looks like we're going to keep the 6 furlong streak alive.
Yeah, it looks like it to me. It's a claiming race, $25,000 claiming price with a purse of $32,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since August 20th. Claiming races for $16,000 or less were not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
And in race number 3, again, 6 furlongs, stalkers tend to do okay. Speed does win a lot, wire to wire, more than 35%. Post positions are mostly fair. You get a little bit of an edge if you go outside, especially if you have speed. In race number 3, Terry, we're not outside. It's a 5-horse field, but all of them have some chance to get to the lead.
That's right. They all do, but the 5 shows the most speed. The 1 has a small overlay from about 8-5 to 5-2. Par numbers, the 6, 1, and 2 show some par numbers that are pretty nice, especially the 6, and they all have good C-zone numbers.
So just from looking at this, again, looks like a pretty balanced race where any horse could win. See if we can get any insights over here. Well, really not a true front runner, although the 2 and the 6 can play dual roles. They can pressure or they can get on the lead. So if either one of them takes the lead, they should be in a good spot to perhaps stay there. It does look like the 6 horse is about a length quicker than everybody else. So the 2 horse will probably take the pressure position or stalker position along with the 5. On the way home, it looks like we have a pretty aggressive late pace advantage. 6 points for quick return, 6 points better than Dixie's 2 cents. And really, with the exception of maybe the 6, shouldn't be all that far off the pace here. Our top total pace horse, Terry, does turn out to be the one, a quick return. Again, 9 points separating top to bottom in his 5-horse field. I think I can remember his Scott Fiedler from one of our Horse Center shows told us all about in the handicapping contest where he's won more money than he should. He probably doesn't agree with that, but he wins a lot. And he says take the longest priced horse in 5-horse fields. Terry, which one did you take?
I actually took the 4 as my first pick, Dixie 2 Stents. Finished 5th in his last race at 1.16 miles. Now he drops back to 6 furlongs, which is a distance he has won 3 races at. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 1, Quick Return, second choice, has finished in the money in 4 out of 5 races at Parx Racing. He drops in class today, and he has a good workout on November 11th. Ibn, number 2 is my third choice, ran 4th in his last race as a favorite, but the trainer that he has is a high percentage winning trainer who wins 29% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Trader's Luck is my long shot, the 6-horse. Won 3 out of the last 4 starts and has a high percentage winning jockey. No bet for me in this race.
You know, something funny, Terry, is the only horse we didn't pick between the two of us is the 5. Folks, that one's going to get on the lead. You might as well just back up the Brinks truck and load up on that 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. I have the 6 on top. Trader's Luck does have the best par plus number, tied for the top C zone. Gotta like that. This one's all or nothing at Parx. Ran there 5 times, won 3 of them, Terry. Nothing else in the other 2. So all or nothing for Paco. Number 2, Eben definitely has the most back class in this race, Terry, but been slowly regressing, incrementally worse race after race. Still pretty good relative to everybody else. Switching to a new barn, so maybe some new tactics today will be helpful. Dixie's 2 cents, Stents. Oh, that person's got the Stents, huh? Going to drop down to a level where he's won last time out, the only other time in the last 10 races, by 3.5 lengths. So if he can repeat that, would make easy work. And then Quick Return. This one's a closer. Our good friend Trevor McCarthy's riding that one. It's a great fit. I love Trevor on closers. A horse maybe not the biggest fan of winning at Parx, just 1 in 5 races, but 3 thirds in there. So a horse that you should have in the back end of your exactas and trifectas, especially with Trevor riding a closer. I think, again, wonderful fit for Trevor. You ready to do race 4, Terry?
Let's go.
I think race 4 we're finally going to get away from, if my memory serves, from 6 furlongs.
Yeah, it's 1 mile and 70 yards. So it's a maiden claiming of $25,000 claiming price with a purse of $26,000 for maidens and fillies and mares. Maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
So at 1 mile and 70 yards, you are looking for speed here. 29% of the time, you get to the front, you stay at the front, you run right into the winner's circle. Here's a rail bonus for flirting. There's always a bonus for flirting, Terry. Makes everybody feel good. 2 and 3, they play fair. 4 through 7, they also play fair. 8 and out, a little bit of a penalty. So if you're on the inside and you got speed in race number 4, you got a chance. But looks like all of that speed, Terry, once again, is Buffalo Girl on the outside.
That's right. Lost in thought. The 8 is the most speed in here. And then the 2 has an overlay of what is that, 2 to 5 to 1 to 2 to 1. And that 2 has the nicest par number. And it also has one of the nicest C zones, but all of them has C zones, but the 3 and 5.
Looks like that 2 horse should be perhaps a single in your pick 4, Terry. I singled the 6. We'll talk about our pick 4 bets in a minute there, but we'll find out if that was a smart pick on my side. On the race shape here, the reason why I went with the 6 horse, Terry, perhaps got a lone E type. So if he gets to the front, and he's got a good shot to get to the front, he'll be pushed a little bit by that 8 horse, which is not finished within 5 lengths of the winner in any of his last 10 races, if he's made that many. So I think you 6 and 8 go out, the 8 fades. Maybe he stays there. The 2 should be in a pressure position, not too far off the pace. Looking at the late speed here, Terry, the 2 horse, 2-minute lick. That one has a bit of a late pace advantage over Mama Mia Esterina. Our total pace horses in here, Terry, are the 6, the 2, a little bit well above everybody else. So this looks to me like, from a pace standpoint, a exacta between the 6 and the 2, where the 6 should win by about a length going wire to wire. Why is that not going to happen?
Well, I like the 2-minute lick. She ran second versus similar in her last race. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 7, Mama Mia Esterina. is my second choice. Number 7 finished second in her last race, has the highest last speed rating, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Practical Rachel. Number 3, she's my third pick. She finished fourth after a poor start and making a really wide move into the stretch. So I will ignore that race, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Number 6, my long shot drops in class today and can improve while returning to a route. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 2-7 with the 1-2-5-7 with the 5 as a single, and then I finish it up with the 5-6-10-12.
Well, we can't both win the pick 4 here, Terry, because I put your long shot in the driver's seat for me. That 6 horse, which is Spatial Reality, could be the lone horse, as we saw up on the pace thing. Although she's run at maiden claiming before, this is really, I consider, the lowest level of a career, as all the other maiden claimers were probably against better horses at Belmont or Aqueduct or at Monmouth. 2-minute lick is our good friend Christopher Parmalou's favorite betting angle for maidens. One that finished second in its last race only has to beat 1 this time. And with Paco Lopez riding, got a good shot to make that happen for a horse that will be coming at the end of the race. Mamma Mia Estorina did run the top last race speed figure for that 7 horse by 4 points clear of the next closest horse. Again, if you pick up Andrew Byer's book, he said the key number there is 3. So if it's 3 or better, one you got to keep an eye on. This one's moving up in class, though, from a maiden claiming 10 grand. And then Practical Rachel was the favorite last time out, did disappoint better, so burned a bit of money there. Although Kathleen Damasi, the trainer, does rebound the next time around the track with the beaten favorite at 30% in a horse making its 3rd start after a layoff. Terry, I am going to do a pick 4. I'm going to do like a slice of cheese pick 4 here. I'm going to single the 6 with the 1, 5, 10. I'm going to single the 5 then to 6, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
I don't usually, it's one that I wasn't really comfortable with, so that's why I went with a couple singles to kind of make it cheap in there. Hey, Mohammed, how you doing today? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your coming there. Just depends on which ones aren't drugged. Well, that makes a difference too, I suppose. Right, Terry?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, hopefully, Hissa's supposed to get some of that out of there. They say, though, that like the cheaters are always a step ahead of the regulators. So,
yep.
But the thing is, you kind of have a sense of who the cheaters might be. And if you have a sense of who the cheaters might be, you can factor that into your handicapping. Just pay attention perhaps to those win rates, Terry. That might be an indication of horses that are getting a little bit of extra juice, so to speak, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with you with the Hissa. It's kind of funny. It makes me laugh too. All right, Terry, race number 5. We're going to go back to 6 furlongs.
That's right. At 6 furlongs, it's a optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price with the first $25,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, which have never won 2 races, or claiming price of $16,000, or which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, I think, really, Anthony, it happens in any place that there's a lot of money at stake. You're going to have folks that just bend the rules, unfortunately, right? It's the human condition, I guess, for some people to cheat. And one of the things Terry and I can't do, which makes us probably very much authentic, is we can't cheat, right? Because there's no way for us to know. We do our best to sort of cheat by running numbers that nobody else does, but it doesn't give you that same advantage as, being on steroids might. Again, 6 furlongs does favor horses that are stalkers, although a big number. 37 out of 100 go wire to wire, pretty much fair post positions. Get a little bit of extra if you wear an 8 or out. Terry, in race number 5, most of the speed, the big speedster is on the rail.
That's right. That Haps Victory shows the most speed, although several others have some sort of speed. The 1 has an overlay of 5-2 to 5-1, and the 10 has a really nice overlay from just under 2-1, like 8-5 to 6-1. Yeah. And then the par numbers, the 1 and the 10 both show par numbers. And then all of them but the 3 have pretty decent C-zone numbers.
So again, if you're new, sim odds, we're looking for odds, race time odds that are higher than our simulation odds that can give you some value. Par plus, those numbers are when we run 1,000 simulations, how many times out of 1,000 the horse does achieve a speed figure above the average winning speed figure for the conditions. And then C zone, something again that's exclusive to us. That's how comfortable the horse is likely to be with the projected pace to mirror some of its better races. We also do pace handicapping. In race number 5, you see a lot of the horses lean to the left here, not politically, but early speed-wise. So that you got most of them want to be forward place, Terry, or middle. So you could get a pretty hot speed pace in here. You do want, in this case, more often than not, the speed of the speed. That looks like it's going to be the 1 horse or the 9, but the 9 will have all this traffic here to clear. So the 1 should get the early race advantage over everybody else. Late speed could be a factor here too. Jules in the Bay, Terry being the quickest of them late. You see the 10, the 2, the 4, the 5, and the 6. They'll have a pretty good advantage over the rest of the field. So those 5 will definitely be coming the hardest at the end. Our total pace, going to be a pretty competitive race in here, Terry. You have almost all of them except for 2 within 9 points of each other. Again, that's a bump, a slow start. Small difference between being in the front of that pack or the back. Competitive race, Terry. How did you handicap it?
I like the 7 horse. I rather Icon is my first point. He won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, and has several good workouts for the return to competition as he's been off for a while. Number 1, Hap's Victory. He came from Belterra Park after winning his last race by a whopping 10 lengths, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and he switches to high percentage winning jockey. Cracked the code, the number 2 horse, my third pick. Finished second in his last race at Parx Racing, has the best dirt speed among today's starters. And Hasten Thence, the 5 horse, is my long shot. Won his last race at Parx Racing. As a trainer, wins 40% of the races when using second-time Lasix. No bet in this race for me.
I'm going to go with the 1 horse in there, Terry, as my top pick. That one is Hap's Victory. This one has a really good shot to be on the lead, Terry. Been off since April the 28th, but those workouts are pretty good. Pretty strong par plus chance in there too. Hasten Thence, the 5 horse. Enough improvement in race number 1 to race number 2 in its career. So if you see that same move forward in race number 3 today, that would be more than enough. Jules in the Bay, very consistent performer, was really a lot better early in its last race. So cutting back in distance today could be the determining factor. Number 9, Smart and Fast. If the 1 isn't your leader, as we talked about in the pace program, this one should be on the lead and appears to be in really good form right now. I'm a little worried, though, that it's been in good form for like 3 or 4 races in a row. You might see some regression. I'm going to do a trifecta, 1, 5, 10 with the 1, 5, with the 1, 5, 7, 9, and 10. Terry, if folks haven't done so already, because we got about we got 3 minutes to the next race, Terry, so we won't do that. We'll go to race 6 and we'll run through it as fast as we can in this 10 race card.
All right, so this is a 6 furlongs, claiming price of $15,000, purse $28,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since August 20th, claiming races for $12,500 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
We talked about 6 furlongs, tactical speed, 8 on the outside, gets a little bit of a bonus in terms of post position, Terry. So speed will do well in race number 6. And who has it?
Well, the 5 has the most speed in there, although the 8 shows a little bit, but the 5 should get there first, I would imagine. The 3 has a nice overlay from about 8 to 5 to 12 to 1. The par numbers, all of them have par numbers, but the 1, 9. And then they all have good C zones, but the 3.
Yeah, the 2, the 4, and the 5. Really strong chance that this pace should set up nicely for them as far as the race setup is concerned. In this case, most of them are tilted to the right. So that should really give the horses that get out to the front, perhaps the 5 or the 8, if they have the early speed, a little bit of an advantage over the rest of this field. And they got that 5 horse, 7-point advantage over the rest of the field as an EP type, Terry. Should be really comfortable up there on the lead, about a length and a half ahead of the rest, just at its normal gallop. It's going to have some late speed in there too, because it does have the worst late speed. The best late speed is Peace, Love, and Karma, something the world could probably use right about now, my friends. So maybe a little Peace, Love, and Karma as a winner today as your top total pace horse might not be a bad idea, Terry. We can spread that across the globe. But before we do that, who's going to win this one?
Well, I like the 5 horse Shine Like a Diamond is my pick of the day. She has won 4 out of the last 6 starts. She has a bullet workout on 14th of November, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Always Mia, the 8 is my second choice. Drops in class today. Can improve in the second start after layoff. Power of Love is the number 6 by third pick. She finished third versus similar in the last race and has a good 5 furlong workout on November 11th. Peace and Love and Karma is my long shot to 3, finishing the money in 5 out of the last 6 races, winning 2 of those starts, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to bet $10 to win on number 5.
I'm going to go with the Rihanna horse, too, as my top pick. Shine Like a Diamond. Could have too big of an early pace edge, Terry, over the rest of these to overcome. I like the 4-horse Snappy Ride. Was a little bit better with its pace numbers in its last race, but a lot better at the end, indicating that the stamina is building. Put a maintenance workout in there to keep the saw sharp between races. Wishing on a Prayer. That's the John Bon Jovi song. I guess this is the music one because you also got the Power of Love in there for Huey Lewis in the News. This one's all or nothing type. 8 races, 4 of them are winners. A distant third and another. This is the right distance, though, because he's done it 3 times. That's where 2 of the wins came from. Peachy Weechy. My dog's name is Peach, my chubby blonde girlfriend, my lab. Can't bet without that one. Drops in class here in the second start off of a bench. And it's a small drop in class. That should be helpful in there. I'm going to do a try 2-4-5 with the 4-5 over the 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7. That brings us back to race number 2, Terry, which is about to get cooking, my friend, it looks like. Now, Terry, if folks haven't done so, what should they do real quick?
Well, they should subscribe to YouTube, hit the bell so they're notified about all of our programs. Give us likes and thumbs up. Go ahead and click down on the link to share with your family and friends. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on YouTube. On Facebook, X, TikTok, Threads, and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of race number 2, they're off and running, and you have a bunch of them, Terry, right now on the lead. So the 4 and the 1 right now. Paradise Valley and the 1-horse Go East have gone to the front. Opening quarter in 22 and 4. The 2-horse at 5-1, sitting comfortably in third, trying to go wide through the turn. Probably not my favorite racing tactic, to be honest with you. The 6-horse is in fourth. He's trying to make a move too, as the 4-horse edges out in front of the 1. The 6-horse is probably moving the best of all the horses in the back. The 4-horse has sort of taken the lead right now from the 1-horse. He's still kind of running loose reined. 2 horses trying to make up some ground. The jockey is going to try to get that horse to stop wiggling. So it looked like he's going to get him to stop wiggling anytime soon. Looks like right now this 4-horse is on the lead, although you have the horse on the outside, the 6-horse that we thought was moving the best. It's going to be a race to the finish line, Terry, and the 4 got there. 4,
yes,
6, and 8. Terry.
Yes.
Well, we both start to pick 4, which is good. With the
got my double.
You got your double as well. So we're both alive in the pick 4. Terry gets to double with his top winner in there. And the 4-horse went off at 8-5. I think that one was your second choice, but kind of tied with the 1. Both were 8-5. A little more money on the 1-horse. So the second choice getting us started on the pick 4, Terry. And your double, let's see what the will pays were with the 4. Pay $10.20. So there you go.
All right.
Off to a good start here.
Yeah.
Race number 6, the 5 and the 2. Race number 5, going back a couple of races, the 7 and the 10. You and I, Terry, are going to do race number 7 in this 10 race card.
That's right. We sure are.
English, Richard. Get that tongue untied. All right. This is the first time today that we're going to see this distance.
That's
and
right.
the only time.
It is. It's a 1.16 miles. It's a claiming race for $15,000 claiming price, purse $28,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since August 20th. Claiming races for $12,500 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Indeed. So at 1.16 miles, we do get to discuss the profile of a winner today. Something new. 1.16 miles in the route. Stalkers do well, but about a third do manage to get to the lead and dash right in to the winner's circle. You get an inside 3 bonus, so keep that in mind. 4 through 7, they get whacked. So be careful if you want to back one of those. Of course, that'll be one of my top picks in there, right? 8 and out is the best place to be, Terry. So we're looking for some speed, preferably inside or outside in race number 7, Terry. The 2-horse, the 4-horse does look like it has the most speed, and it is moving inside.
That's right. That 4 does show the most speed. The 12 has a little bit, and of course the 1 shows some speed on the inside. Number 9 has an overlay of about
3 to
one and
2.
yeah to
Mhm.
4 to 1, and then the par numbers, the 9 and 10 and 6 shows the best par numbers, right? And then all of them have pretty decent C zone numbers, but the 11.
Yeah, so on paper here, it just looked like 3 horses. The one horse and neither one of us have. Probably going to be regretful for that. Fair odds, good shot to be par plus, should be involved and has the strongest C zone score. Probably going to be regretful. Silver Edge was my very next pick. Then, as far as your pace numbers, a lot of them in here, Terry. So you 4 horses. Maybe you take those 4, you put them together in exact or trifecta box, come away with a nice ticket. In race number 7, most of the horses, again, kind of pushed off to the right, meaning more want to be middle back than middle forward. And that shape should favor some early speed, Terry. And unfortunately, once again, we find that we have the one horse, which is a pressure closer type. So a little bit of a left arrow horse can be your leader, although you have a host of others that should be involved early on. But it does have about a half a length edge over everybody else on the rail. Pretty likely that one's going to get towards the front, Terry. Late speed belongs to Hurricane Highway, and that one has, that stakes level late piece right there, folks. If that anytime you see triple digits, problem for this one is that he has, claiming $5,000 early speed. So if he can show any more early pace, it would be next to impossible to hold this one off at the end. Does have the top total pace by 4 points. Again, looking in here, Terry, all but 3 of them are within 10 points of one another. Again, a misstep, a bump, a bad ride can be the difference for any of those. Who do you have winning it?
I like the 6 Hurricane Highway. He's finishing the money in 9 out of the last 10 races. Very competitive. Won 3 of those starts, and goes to a route which may be just a ticket, as he is a closer. Number 10, It's a Game Time, is my second choice. He likes Parx racing, finishing the money in 50% of the races, winning 25% of the starts. Likes the distance, where he finished in the money 46% of the time and won 17% of those starts. Number 5, Get Set. He switches to high percentage winning trainer, who wins 33% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. And that trainer jockey combination the last 7 days have been in the money. It's 4 out of 7 starts with 2 wins, 1 second, and a third. My third pick. Number 12 is my long shot, Shiburi. Drops a class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer, and the trainer also wins 33% of the time with the first race after claiming a horse, and switches a high percentage winning jockey. Going to play a 50-cent pick 4. We're going to use the 5, 6, 10 with the 5, 8, with the 4, 7, and finish up with the 6, 9, 10, 11, 13.
Got a lot of them on the back end there, Terry.
Yeah.
That's good to see. I'm going to start with the 6 horse 2 in race number 7. Now let's see what we got there. Imi Gusta number 12. That one, Jean Trablicio says that one he likes the 12 horse in this race. Good luck with Chivalry. Jean, we hope that one puts some money in your pocket, my friend, though it might goof up our pick 4s, but we're willing to share because we're off to a decent start today. I like, Terry, the 6 horse 2 with that blazing late pace numbers in there. This one has a strong par plus. At Parx, 5 races, a couple of wins, a couple of seconds, and a third, so really likes to track. Most of the wins here, non-wins, were really close. So if that horse is anywhere near the pack coming out of that turn, they're just not going to hold that one off. El Hermano, the second horse of my selections, the 9, much better with all of its race internals last time out, and its speed figure with 6 points better than the next closest horse. That's definitely one you want to circle. It's Game Time. Going to drop in class to a level where the last 2 times he ran at the level, he won, and did so by being close to the pace. And then number 7, Brindisi, was the right distance for this horse. 8 times out, 2 seconds, 5 thirds. So maybe not a winner, but definitely a mile and a 16th works. Any other distance, this horse has run 11 times. He has a win, nothing in between, and then a third. And then one horse, again, with all of these pretty positive numbers up here, was the next horse in line for me. There, are you ready to go on to race number 8?
Yes,
I
am.
have a pick 4 too. I'm going to go 6, 9, 10, 3, 5, 8, 2, 4, 7, 6, 11, and 13. So I'm just going to go all my top 3 picks across the board here.
Yeah, I see I have a mistake that I need to fix, but let's go on to the next race. So.
All right. we'll make sure we correct that. Race 8, 3 races to go, and we go back, Terry, to the most common distance we're going to see today.
That's right. We're going to go back to 6 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $40,000 claiming price with the purse of $35,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since August 20th. Claiming races for $25,000 or less not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Again, 6 furlongs, tactical speed, stalker, probably where you want to be. Although if you're on the front, you have a hell of a chance to win. Close to 40% of them go wire to wire. Post positions 1 through 7, they play fair. A little bit of a bonus if you wear an 8 or out in race number 8. And if you got some outside speed, Terry, you have a chance. Captain Candy has some outside speed, but will be challenged.
That's right. The 5 and 8 have speed, but the 5 shows the most speed. So if you get out of that gate, it's probably going to outbreak the 8. The 3 has a good overlay from about 8-5 to 9-2, and the 7 goes from about 9-2 to 6-1. The 3 has the only par number in there, and then the outside 5 horses have all good C-zone numbers.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's an interesting. The Violent Turbulence, strong par plus, strong overlay. Yeah, should be in the mix, not necessarily on the lead, but should be in the mix. Perhaps a decent play right there. Again, we have most of the horses want to be forward in here, Terry. A few want to be middle back, though the 3 and the 7 are PC type, so they have some versatility. If these 5 go too fast, the 3 and the 7 can be patient. If they go too slow, they can put some pressure on them. 1 and 2 definitely want to close in there, Terry. Early on, when the gates open, it does look like Magnificent Moonlight and a Dangerous Guy will be your pace setters. Again, look at this, though, Terry. A bunch of them right in the mix there. I would probably want tactical speed in this case, someone with some late energy to probably bring the race home down the stretch. Fast Bob and Gebert definitely have the most late speed. They're going to be way back of this group right in here, though, Terry, but they'll be coming late. If all these guys go too fast, these 2 will definitely have a race advantage. If the fractions are too slow, they might have way too much work to overcome. So pay attention to those early fractions. Violent Turbulence, the PC type, probably going to get the best of both worlds, close to the front with some late speed. The closer, Fast Bob, showing up in there, and then a couple of speed horses, Terry. This, again, between all of them, only 11-point difference. Wide open affair in race number 8. And somehow we picked most of the horses the same, but go ahead.
Yeah, I like the Magic in the Moonlight as my top pick. The 5 ran second in her last race, has finished in the money in 9 out of 12 races at Parx Racing. So it really likes his track. Won 4 of those starts, and the distance won't be a problem. Captain Candy, number 8, my second choice, ran second versus similar in last race at Parx Racing. Has a trainer, Jamie Ness, and jockey Ruben Sylvia, which is a really good combination. Number 6, Final Shots, my third choice, won her last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The Legal Deal, the 9, is a long shot for me. She's finished third versus similar last race. Her early speed running style will help her chances, so the shorter distance will be a good plus for her. No bet for me as I'm out of money.
All out of money, all out of hope. Not out of hope, Terry, but just out of money.
No.
At least for today, anyway. I have Captain Candy. If it were Halloween, you definitely have to put that one on top. But this guy's making the second start for trainer Jamie Ness after being claimed. And if you look at the first race, not surprisingly, Terry, the first race for Jamie Ness, there was improvement. The horse, in fact, ran its career best effort. So this one's going to make a bold mid-move and try to run another career best effort for Mr. Ness. Violent Turbulence is your lone par plus, as you can see on the screen here. Also, one with the simulation favorite as well. And this one has, for the most part, Terry, faced much stiffer competition. Just a couple of races ago was running a $200,000 graded stakes race. So I don't know, kind of suspicious maybe that it's here, maybe trying to pick up a check before the end of the year to make it a profitable year. Magic in the Moonlight, the 5 horse, your top choice. My third is likely to be your pace setter in here, Terry, though will be challenged though by Captain Candy in there. Does have a very strong C-zone and the possibility to improve in the second start after a layoff, although its record says that regression is maybe a little bit more likely. And then finally, the 6 horse is my final choice in here. Been off since August when he last won. He won. And that was a similar break coming into that winning effort. And then today, Paco Lopez is going to get on board. So, if he is in the lead, he will get wide down the lane, Terry.
That's right.
Yes, so to become a fat horse that takes up the entire track, if that's the case. Race number 8, we have the 7, 3, the 9, and the 5. So if you have some picks as well, kindly put them in the comment section. Any thoughts? We appreciate that. Race number 9, Terry, 2 to go. The first of the late daily double. Race number 9, they're going to do what else?
6 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race, a $16,000 claiming price, purse $50,000. Nice purse for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won a race other than maiden, claiming, starter, or state bred, or which have never won 2 races or claiming price of $16,000.
By now, you can recite what 6 furlongs does. Tactical speed, bunch go wire to wire. If you got an 8 or out and you have a speed advantage, take advantage of it in the last race, Terry. There is a speed advantage on the outside.
That's right. That 7 shows it's got a lot of speed, so it should get out there. And you notice today the first 2 races won with the speed, front speed.
Which tends to be the case early in the week at Parx, folks. If you're going to play Parx,
it does.
Whatever reason, just get out to the front and win on Monday, right?
Yeah. And so now the 4 shows an overlay of about 4 to 5 to 2 to 1. And then the par numbers, the 4 shows the most par numbers, but the 7 and 2 have some good par numbers also. And then all of them show good C-zone numbers except for that 3 shows 0.
Yeah, so 71% of the time in our simulations, Masur scored above par for this level. Probably going to be your betting favorite, I would guess, in there, Terry, based upon that, because I'm sure that all of those computers that run those syndicates, they'll see that in there as well. As far as our pace setup is concerned for race number 9, you do see here, Terry, again, most of the horses want to be forward to place. There's not a true closer in here. 2 and 6 are versatile, so the whole pack should be pretty close together. But just looking at the early speed, Cold Feet, Terry, has anything but cold feet. 101 average early pace number, at least the way we calculate it. That speed can handle stakes level racing, provided it has the back end to the race. Might not have that here. The back end of that belongs to the 4, who should sit second, right where it wants to be. So maybe indeed the 4 horse will be that one to beat. As far as your total pace is concerned, 8 points better than Cold Feet. According to that, Terry, being the lone EP type, sitting right in second place, having the most late speed, 8-point late place advantage. Going to be a heavy favorite, but I think we're both going to try to beat it early on.
I am. I'm going to try to beat it with 7 Cold Feet. Won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick now. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He's actually tied with that 4, which is my second choice. He's won 4 out of the last 5 races at Parx Racing. He may improve at the shorter distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters, along with the 7. Number 2, Lansdowne. My third pick won his last race at Parx Racing, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Number 6, Word on a Wing, is finished in the money in 3 out of the last 4 races, winning 2 of those starts, and has a high percentage winning trainers. My long shot. And I have no more money, so no bet for me.
I'm going to try to beat the likely favorite in here too, Terry, with the 7 horse. That one being Cold Feet, hoping it has some blistering fast feet when the race gets started, and too big, too fast, too early of a lead for the rest of them to run down. And it did run the top last race speed figure last time out. 6 points better than the next closest horse, although it ran triple digits. That was way above anything that the horse has ever done before. If he can back it up, he wins. But I would say it's at best 50-50 that he does regress. Marsour runs well off the bench, just like today. Last time the horse had a first start after a layoff, Terry, you know how many lengths he won by?
No, I don't.
18.
Oh, my Lord.
Blew the field away. Has a blazing fast 4 furlong work on November 7th, too. So the horse is coming into this race sharp. Lansdowne, the 2 horse, another one coming here sharp, too, Terry. Won his lone race at Parx, did so easily, and it's another one that has a blazing workout, getting prepped for today. I think it was the fastest of 66 at 4 furlongs. And this will be the first start since October, so he should be rested and ready to go. Finally, the 1 horse, Manayunk. I put him in here, Terry, because the horse has only run twice. So this would be his third start in his career. Got a sense of what the other horses are all about. I don't know that we know the potential upside from Manny Young. So I'm putting him in here as fourth. He's got 2 maintenance workouts between races. So we should get the best effort out of that in his third career start. And sometimes horses make a big jump forward under those circumstances.
Yep.
Last race of the day, Mr. Terry, 10 furlongs. And, it's not 55. It's not 6 furlongs.
No, it's 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a claiming race of $7,500 claiming price, $21,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races. Pretty simple.
Really easy. 1 mile and 70 yard profile of a winner. Terry, if you haven't done so, kindly hit the like button on Facebook, on YouTube. Follow us if you haven't on all of our social sites. Horse Race the number 2 day. And of course, while you're on YouTube, only 1 out of 10 people hit the subscribe button. Don't be a loser. Don't be part of the 9 out of 10. Be a winner and pick the 1 out of 10 and hit the subscribe button and the bell. So when we go live, you are notified of every single thing that we're doing. At 1 mile and 70 yards, Mr. Terry, early speed does best. About 3 out of 10 go wire to wire. Got a nice rail bonus for Boss Man Jones. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 and 7 play fair. 8 and out get a little bit of a penalty. So if you got some inside speed in the last race of the day, Terry, Trophy Room does have some, but boy, he's going to have a little bit of company.
He is. That 7 shows quite a bit of speed, but you should get there first. But that 2 could have something to say about it. The 13 has a really large overwet lay from 3-1 to 15-1. So it might be
what's going on there.
Yeah, that might be one you want to stick in there for. And I see you got it in there. So
yes. I stuck it in there, Terry.
Yeah,
this is a horse racing show, by the way, folks.
That's right. Well, the 13 shows the best par numbers, too. All of them, but the 3 and 4 and 5 show pretty nice C-zone numbers. So
yeah, this race is going to be wide open, Terry. I think you kind of know that coming with that main and claiming stuff. Looking at race number 10, it's a well-balanced race in there too, Terry. A couple of horses in here, though, that do stand out just from a visual standpoint. What I call Sesame Street horses. The 2 horse in here, which is Trophy Room, which is your lone EP type. And then the 10 horse over here, Espresso Lungo, your lone PC type. A lot of times when you get lone middle horses in here, or just a lone in any column, a lot of time the race shape just really does set up well for them. As far as the early speed is concerned, Kabood should be on the front, but he's way out there. Running Joke will be right out there too. You're missing the point. Those 3, a lot of them. It's going to be competitive early on, Terry. This race is probably going to come down to the middle and out. Espresso Lungo, Sailor's Return do have the most late speed, but again, look at all these numbers in the 70s, Terry. When we put them together for our total pace, you're going to find an extremely competitive race. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 horses, Terry, within 5 points or 1 length of one another. Again, any misstep, can't get the horse to change leads late, anything could be the difference between any of those horses. So, Terry, in this wide open race, you started with the 6 horse, Cupid's Dart. Tell us why.
Yeah, I like it because he ran second versus Tupper in his last race as a favorite, but it has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 29% of the races. When he brings a beaten favorite back to race again, he drops a class today, has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 9 is Dream Big Dreams, is my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, has a nice 4 furlong workout on November 9th. Number 10, Espresso Lungo, is my third pick, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. Kebab is my long shot, the 11. He finished third versus Tupper in his last race and drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 22% of in the second race after claiming a horse. And as you know, this is wide open. That's why I use 5 in my pick 4. No bet for me as I'm out of money.
I have the 13 horse in there. Those trainers always want to get the AEs in for a reason, Terry. This one got in with the best par plus number, with the 1 scratching for sure. It did hold its speed longer last time. I held it to the end, winning by 3 1/4 lengths at 1 mile and a 16th. So that small cutback in distance to 1 mile and 70 yards could be beneficial. Cupid's Dart, your top pick, my second choice in there, Terry. Small drop in class, all of its race internals were better last time around the board. And today, Paco Lopez, our favorite jockey, gets on board. He's not really, but he's definitely my favorite jockey when he has the lead late. Him and Irad, right?
Yeah.
Number 11, Cabot has some back class and is the most dangerous being close to the front. We saw in our pace setup that he's got a good shot to be on the front there. And that's where he should be today. Number 7, you're missing the point. Does his best work being forward too, Terry, and has a good shot to be the pace setter here. I'm going to go 50-cent trifecta. Hopefully we catch some nice prices in this open race. 6, 11, 13 with the 6, 13 with the 3, 6, 7, 11, and 13. And rewinding back to race number 9, where we thought the 4-horse might be the one that's going to be the favorite. Our good friend here, Abtruse Allen, says, not so fast. The 7-horse definitely will be your favorite in race number 9. All right, Terry, that brings us through Monday. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure what we'll be doing tomorrow, Terry, because I had something come up today that might keep me away from the office tomorrow. At this time, I definitely will be here on Wednesday. Thursday, of course, is Thanksgiving in the States, but we will have plenty of tracks running. We won't have a show, but we will have some stuff for you over at horseracingtoday.net, as well as our social sites on Friday. There's probably going to be a Foreign Friday, but it would be in the morning because I'm actually going to go to a handicapping contest to try to qualify, cash contest to qualify for Vegas, Terry. Hopefully we can get that done.
All right.
Here are our full picks today for Parx. Race 1 and 2 in the books. Any final thoughts from you, Terry?
Yeah, just go ahead and subscribe, please, to our YouTube channel and hit the bell because we need you to do that. If you're willing to do it, we'd appreciate it. Hit the little thumbs up, some likes, and hit the link so that you can share it with your family and friends. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, Twitter, or X, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok, and give us a thumbs up. And have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be safe. Don't eat too much turkey. Take a nap after you have your turkey dinner.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to a whole lot of folks today for giving us a thumbs up on Facebook today. Let's take a look at that list in here, Terry.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So we want to say thank you to everybody for giving us a thumbs up on Facebook. Again, tonight, make sure you tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern. Right here, we got Beverly Taylor giving us some likes. We also have Patrick, Asani, Bob, Anthony, Mohammed, Jonas, Abdo, Nabil, Bonolo, and everybody else who gave us a like. Thank you again tonight. Join Sean and Betty Joe for Katie, Miranda, and of course tonight as well. Free picks tonight at Remington Park. In doing the handicapping there today or last night, a lot of horses in there that we really liked. So keep an eye on that. Starting off with a best bet. Race number 3, Terry, is on the track right now as they go through the opening quarter in 23-1. Does look like the 2-horse is on the lead, although the 5-horse at 9-1 has comfortably moved into second. Neither one of us have that 5-horse in there. Didn't I tell you, Terry?
Yes,
back up that's the only one that you and I didn't have, right?
That's right.
And I told you, go ahead, back up your truck on that one because it's going to end up being your winner. And then the 2-horse, though, is trying to power its way back into the mix, Terry. As the 5-horse can't change leads. Did another horse scratch in here or something, Terry?
I don't know.
The 2-horse and the 5-horse are kind of battling it out. The 4-horse has now decided to try to go wide. The 2-horse looks like it's going to be your winner, though, Terry, as it battled back on the rail. Although the 4-horse is really putting some pressure on, it's going to go 2, 4, and then a battle between the 5 and the 1. So we're both alive through the second leg of our pick 4 there as well, Terry. So 2 races in and 2 races to go, my friend, and we might collect the pick 4 to start the week. The 2-horse in race number 2 went off as the favorite at 8-5. Would have been a little better if the 1 or 4 had gotten in there for us, but that's okay, Terry. Yeah. We'll take it. A W is a W.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the 6-horse just probably didn't leave the gate, it looks like, Terry.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
No, because you don't see him anywhere in the picture at the end there. All right, that wraps it up for today, Terry. As always, folks, we appreciate you joining us today. Here again, our full picks for the rest of this day. Screenshot that. In the description down below, in a few minutes, we will put the times for every race, so you can go back and watch the analysis and all the data for every race as the day goes on. Of course, no matter what it is you're doing the rest of this Monday, we certainly hope that you do have God's favor, God's grace. Every single thing that you do, Terry, ends up in the only place we hope everything ends up for you, and that is
the winner's circle.
Yeah, and thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic Monday. Hopefully we see you tomorrow. If not, Wednesday for sure. Have a great day.